Chapter 7. That night at the Yamada family house. Later that night. Everyone, thank you very much for your help today. Because of you, we did extra well today. But now work hours are over. Let's celebrate. Hokuto, Seina's father, lifted his glass and looked around at everyone. Cheers. Clink. Here, have some more, father. Ryoko poured beer into the Hokuto's empty glass. Thank you. Please take this. Amain puts dishes in front of Hokuto. Would you like me to get you some more, mother? Thank you, but Jaikirin, you're supposed to be our guests. Kyoko noticed how glamorous Jaikirin was and blushed a little as she looked away. If she hadn't, she might have dropped the glass she was holding. Mother, I know it can be hard to deal with Jaikirin's beauty. Even we had to get used to it. There's no need to be embarrassed. It happened to us all. Karen whispered with a wry smile to Kyoko, who was a bit embarrassed. Well, if you say so, that makes me feel better about it. I bet you're wondering if everything is on the up and up with Seina and all these attractive girls? What? Well, Jaikirin was a bit out of control at first. But Seina is a good kid, and if anyone tried anything, Kiriko would put a stop to it. I'm surprised anyone would even be interested in him at all. We all respect Seina-sama. And well, all of us definitely respect what you've had to go through with him. His bad luck has really strengthened his character, and he's a good guy. I didn't do it alone. I had Kiriko's support, and now I guess I have your help too. We would all be glad for you to think of it that way. Oh, this is so nice. It's like a dream come true. Thank you all. I know he can be a hassle. Not at all. By the way, the dishes being served tonight are prototypes for the store's menu, so please tell me your thoughts on them later. Kiriko, this is a welcome party. There's no need to bring work here. Amain said, but most of the people eating it disagreed. Kiriko, this is delicious, isn't it, Neji-chan? Yoshiko said. Kiriko's cooking is top-notch. Neju said. Oh wow, Fuku is already full. Fuku laid on a towel with a full stomach. Oh, are you sleepy, Fuku? Mia. Fuku said. Kiriko was aware of how Fuku felt neglected when they made her sleep alone when they made the subsystem, so she had an idea. Hey Fuku-chan, why don't you sleep with Yoshiko and Neju tonight? I'd like that. It's been a while since I last slept with Fuku. Maya. Mia. Fuku looked at Seina. Don't worry, my room is next to Yoshiko's room. Mia. Fuku nodded, a little relieved. Fuku, Neju and Yoshiko left to take a bath and get ready for bed. While taking a bath together, Neju asked Yoshiko a question. Seina's told me that he regretted not being able to play together when you were growing up. Is that really true? Yeah. A long time ago, my mom bought me a new outfit, and I went to show it to my older brother. But when my brother tried to say something, a car tire hit a nearby pebble, and it went through his forehead. It was amazing. The blood went all over my new clothes. Wow. So, that really did happen. I was surprised. I desperately tried to comfort my brother, who had turned blue in the face. I was crying, it's going to be okay, and I was holding him, keeping him up. But I was stopped by my mother and forced to move away. Well, it was only natural she did that, but at that time I didn't understand why. I was very sad. I see. You must have been very worried. From then on, I always tried to seem happy or giggle whenever something bad happened. It might seem sadistic, but I just didn't want him to see me make a sad face. Yoshiko said sadly. Tears floated in her eyes. Yoshiko-chan. No, it's okay, I'm fine. Yoshiko washed her face with hot water, hiding the tears. Mia. Fuku also looked anxiously at Yoshiko's face. Mia. I'm okay, Fuku-chan. Sorry, Neji-chan. I just remembered the past and got a bit emotional. I'm okay now. Yoshiko shook her face and smiled. My mother said that if Kiriko hadn't shown up, she wouldn't have known how she would have managed. I wasn't quite sure what she meant because I was still young, but today I understood once I saw him here with all of you. Oh, and of course Fuku, too. His mood and atmosphere has changed a lot. Did it get better? Haha, yeah, a lot. He almost seems like a normal adult now, but in honesty, it was a bit scary to hear that my brother was coming home. Scary? Since my older brother has been gone, our business and our way of living has improved immensely. It's almost like a dream. Oh, I understand what you mean. But when my older brother came back, the inside of the house became so bright. I had expected it to be gloomy again. Thank you so much, Neji-chan, Fuku-chan. But Yoshiko felt bad for pushing off his bad luck on them. It's okay. For someone with bad luck, there are more people supporting him than most, and everyone who is supporting him is a very good person. Most of all, they love Sana. Also, Yoshiko, you may not believe it, but Sana's bad luck is important and valuable for millions of companies and high-ranking people. Even Sana himself was surprised about it, so don't worry and leave it to us. He's in good hands. Neju emphasized brightly as if to blow away Yoshiko's melancholy. Really? I'm glad. Thank you for helping my big brother, Yoshiko said as she hugged Neju and Fuku quietly. Hokuto slammed his beer to the table in a good mood and placed his hand on Sana's shoulder. Oh my, your colleagues are truly excellent. Yeah, they treat me well. No, I mean they're good. All our employees were surprised. Hokuto said. Ringo looked away out of embarrassment. We finished our settlements super quick. Thanks to Ringo, that's a big deal. Father, I didn't want to say anything, but the delay in the settlement seems to be an intentional choice by the accounting team you have. Perhaps the bank side also has some intentions. Intentions? There is a high possibility that they are collecting data on large-scale stores in this area. They might use it as a foundation of sorts. Foundation? Yes, I fear they may try to deprive the Yamada family of the funds to scale and expand. What makes you say that? As expected, Hokuto couldn't hide being upset. Well, they're still in the data collection stage, but I think that it will change depending on the results that are given to them, but I think that it's surprisingly early to come to a conclusion. Is that so? Then, what should I do? Please rest assured that I have already issued a request for an explanation to the immediate overseeing branch. I hope we will be able to solve this as peacefully as possible by ascertaining the other side's intentions. But in some cases, it's necessary to reach out to the overseas parent company. This may get a bit messy. Please pardon me. Huh. Ringo had on a confident face. Hokuto and Kyoko were a bit perplexed. This was something much bigger than they ever expected. As the store got bigger, their duties had expanded far beyond what they ever imagined. Don't worry, Father. Ringo's accounting section is also known as the Hyena Core. Karen gently chimed in to make Hokuto feel secure. Hyena? What? Why? Because when they turn us into their enemy, they are so defeated it looks like hyenas attacked them. Really? That sounds amazing. While watching the smile on Ringo's face as she thought something to herself, Sana's parents realized that the pretty woman there was a rare kind of demon. For Ringo, who was used to doing this at the national level, a private competition over regional supermarkets was child's play. Even if it wasn't a low-level opponent, there was a reason she was known as the accounting princess. She was absolutely unforgiving regarding accounting. We'll make sure your troubles disappear one by one. Father, Mother. Amain cheerfully poured beer into Hokuto's glass. Amain's merriment was like a silver bullet that blew away their anxiety. Oh, is that right? Ahahaha. Sana felt it was time to excuse himself because things were getting too energetic in the room. Well, I should be excusing myself right about now. I have to get up early tomorrow morning to go say hi to Tenchi. He stood up. Do you have to go so soon? I was just getting used to seeing you again. Don't forget, we're stopping by my mother's house before we go. Oh, Sana, give Tsukiko and Kai my best. I will. Now if you don't mind, I'll be going to bed. Good night, Sana. Sana was sent off and left the room. When all signs of Sana disappeared, suddenly Ringo and Kariko became serious. They turned to Hokuto and Kyoko and corrected their posture. Following that, the other girls also became serious. What's going on? Why have you all suddenly changed? They were puzzled by the appearances of Ringo and Kariko. I should have told you this much earlier. I'd like to apologize firstly for what I have had to put Sana through to get you all of this. What is there to apologize for? I've put Sana on many dangerous missions, despite my responsibility for Sana as his guardian. No, Mother, Father. If you should blame anyone, don't blame Kariko. If anyone is to blame, then it's all right, we let you raise him for us. Anyways, we still don't know what you're apologizing for. Please, at least let us know the reasons first. Yes. Right, Ringo said, a little disoriented. It began when Seina-sama went to the academy. There was a huge attack in the middle of the trip. A massive criminal bust occurred, all thanks to Seina-sama, and that was how we found out about his ability. Huh? What do you mean? Seina-san attracted those offenders en masse. Well, that sounds kind of lucky for you now, isn't it? Hokuto looked at Kyoko to seek consent. That's right. I'm sorry for those in the transportation car. Fortunately, he was able to arrive safely. Well, that's good, but we should tell you about the first time he rode in a car with us. That was a story. Rocks came flying at us and the car kept malfunctioning. Ahahaha. That brings us to the next issue. Seina has never really made any long-distance trips, has he? Well, after we put him on a bus once, those who made it out okay refused to let him participate in any more school trips. That's horrible. The girls who were listening in silence were taken aback. Oh, sorry. Our job has a transport department for goods, and there are many valuable items in the packages we ship, and for that reason we often get raided. Sometimes we send out a decoy. Oh, how interesting. So, is that how he got all this money? Yes. The units to which Seina belongs are remarkably active, and the number of bandits he has captured has been enormous. And well, Ringo-sama has given each of the companies saved by him the opportunity to reward him personally in addition to the base rewards. But if you consider it as the price of Seina's life, it's nothing at all, and on the contrary, his life can never be exchanged for money. We are Ringo bit her lips with a wry face. We're just glad that he is so cherished by everyone. All that's important is that my son is happy. Auntie. Kariko, you've noticed the change in him as well, haven't you? Well, I am. If he is happy, I see no reason to stop it. Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that. But there is one more problem. It is about you too and Yoshiko. Us. Seina's work also brings along with it a lot of resentment. Oh, that. They nodded, as if they had anticipated it. Actually, as the shop's gotten larger, I've been told to think about crime prevention. I'm supposed to get a security device to carry with me soon, and I'll be taking classes as well. Really? Well, we're also worried about Yoshiko. But, well, is there something wrong? Not right now, but know we have the strongest guard system already watching over you. So please don't be so worried. They meant Washu and the Masaki family. With their scientific power and military strength, there was no one who could harm the Yamada family. In addition, a high concentration of nanomachines to monitor the area was extended throughout the solar system. Thank you very much. No, we have no way to reward Seina properly for taking on this level of danger. It sounds sufficient to us. Is there something you're leaving out? No, but I want you to ask us anything you may want to know. Please think of this as a Q&A session. Please ask us anything. Kariko said. Seina went into the bathroom and realized it was more dangerous to take a bath alone than it was worth. He headed to bed instead. Oh, what is this? In the living room, the females of Seina's team were gathered together at one corner of the table. They were eager to see what was in the several old albums labeled Seina's Records. Lovely, Jai-Kiran murmured creepily while looking at the picture of Seina pasted on the album. Everyone got goosebumps. Stop being creepy. Stop. He's so adorable, but he's hurt in every photo. Yes. How pretty. Stop it. No, it doesn't matter what you say to Jai-Kiran now. Just let her have one of the books to herself and keep away from her for a while. Yes, that would be lovely. Here you go. Hakurin gave Jai-Kiran a loose set of pictures that Kyoko passed to her. Karen moved her to the corner of the room for the time being. Wow. That sure is something. What a really amazing girl. Father, are you okay? What? Huh? Hokuto said with a high-pitched voice, clearly experiencing a physiological phenomenon that affected his lower extremities. Mother, why is he bandaged up all over in every picture? Well, that's just my boy. If I didn't bandage him at home, we would be in debt with the hospital, and he wouldn't have been able to go when he got seriously injured. He seems like he's been injured in so many places. That's right, so whenever he was injured, I took a photograph as a memorial. Auntie, when was this one taken? When he fell into a manhole. Oh, and this was the time he stepped on the tricycle pedal wrong. That day you got him sandals, right? Yeah, and this was one day when Kariko-chan came back home with Sana. He'd fallen into a rice field and rolled into the river. Oh, and here's the time he bicycled over a pigeon and his bicycle did loop-de-loops and he went down some stairs. I thought that was going to just be a sprain, but it was serious. When did this all start? From the very beginning. All the nurses, obstetricians, and gynecologists on the day that he was born had a cold and a stomachache. That was nearly 80 people. When he was born, an earthquake occurred here. It suddenly went from clear skies to a thunderstorm, and lightning hit a nearby tree and it caught on fire, and it took the firefighters a while to get here due to heavy rain. Also, there were several registration mistakes made. I see, that is one heck of a story. Well, now it's a funny story. But, well... Ryoko cried out. What? I just noticed something off. Sana's photos, even when he's pretty severely injured, he's happy in all of them. But when you take pictures you usually smile, don't you? Main-san. Please look carefully. It's obvious he isn't faking it for the camera. Wow. You're right. Yes, there were times when I suspected that his injuries had caused brain damage. I was worried that he might be a masochist. Ahahaha. Sana's parents laughed. There was a lot of suffering behind their laughs. How can you laugh about something like that? He's been like this since he was young. No, from the time he was born, there's nothing else they can do with such bad luck. Really? Ringo said. Everyone fell silent. Oh! By any chance was this taken around the time that he met Kariko? Main pointed at a picture. Oh, yeah, you've got a good eye. That must be why his mood changed. Obviously. She pointed to a picture with Kai and two people laughing with bandages around their head and arms. Is that Kariko's brother? He's laughing together right next to Sana. How did he put up with that? Well, Kai is an easygoing guy. I guess I understand why Kariko was frustrated. Main. Kariko held up a fist frustratingly with a cold tone. I don't doubt for a moment that he is smiling because of her. She pointed at the picture of a young Kariko and Sana. Ryoko smiled. If anything, in this one she seemed like his big sister. Don't show them that. Haha, you must be grateful for Kariko. People say it's like Sana has a scary watchdog. I've heard her referred to as Cerberus. I have never heard of anyone calling me that. Ahahaha. Well, they wouldn't say it to your face, Kariko. Do you even know what that is? No, I don't. Kariko said crankily. Oh, good. It seemed that most of Kariko's reaction had to have been what she was imagining. Main grinned. Hakurin gazed at the pictures of Sana with a pitiful look. He sure had some awful luck. It's too bad you don't have a picture of his first kiss. Main said. What? Kariko went into guard mode like Cerberus. Main laughed. You know, when I first met Sana, he got drug into the pond in front of Tenchi's house. And I had to give him CPR. She said. Main, do you really think that counts? It is just a standard medical practice. Kariko, you should know better than that. Please calm down. What? Do I not look calm? Sana's watchdog? I totally see it. Everyone agreed. Well, if that doesn't count then you know what does. Kariko flashed back to Kisapanta as Tsukiko kissing Sana. Kariko was embarrassed as she thought of it. Well, then Sana's first kiss is decided. They quieted down and figured it was best to drop it and keep searching the album. Stop. Wait a moment. What is it? Jai-Kiran pointed out a picture to Main. Oh! They all noticed after a while. This is when Kariko left for space, isn't it? Ugh. Kariko panicked. It was a group photo taken from that time. There was a radiant and relieved-looking Kariko, a lonely Sana, and smiling Tsukiko. Don't look at that. Kariko turned red. Where's Kai? Kai must have been taking the picture. But look, there's Kariko's bags. Tsukiko was stuck to Sana as closely as possible in the picture. It is quite subtle, but I think it's clear to see what's going on here, don't you? This is a picture of a woman who is very much in love with Sana. Jaikiran's power to read the picture was at an ESP level. I know you know that face she is making, Karika-sama. Well, before, when I was opposed to Sana coming to GP, she told me what would happen if Sana returned here. Oh, what do you mean, Kariko? Kyoko finally chimed in. I'd rather we talk about that alone. This is a welcome party for you. None of us really mind. Please tell us. Does she really even need to? Obviously, he would have had to live in Masaki Village once he graduated from junior high school or high school. He couldn't keep living with you without ruining you financially, and that means he would be dependent on Sakiko-san. Amain deduced. And if Sana and Kariko's mother were going to have lived together, what do you think would have happened? Jaikiran teased. Auntie, I'm sure Jaikiran is just joking. Why do you say that? I see nothing bad about that. Sakiko-san would be a good match for him. I have no objections. Of course, all you other girls would also be great too. Oh, the women all blushed. Well, do you have any other questions? I don't know. The party continued late into the night as the girls continued looking over the photographs.